games. I will give you the greatest games on earth.
Show them you can fight or die trying.
From the producers of 300.
A 4-horse race is a suicide.
Let the games begin!
Starring Oscar winner Anthony Hopkins.
Behold, this arena will be built for Rome.
Rise or die.
Those About to Die. A new Peacock original series streaming July 18th.
This may not have the tornado alley that the U.S. does, but then again, nowhere on Earth has a tornado alley like the U.S. does. Late autumn is tornado season in western, central, and southern Italy. I wonder how that goes exactly. Hi, I'm Chris May, host of This Day in Weather History, a podcast from the Weather Network in Canada. Now, I invite you, after you listen to this episode, be sure to either check out the Weather Network on TV or visit us online at weathernetwork.com/weather history for today's podcast video short. Shot on location in my podcast studio, we feature today's story with photos and video right from the day it happened, so be sure to watch that today. On November 6th, 2016, the area between Ladispoli and Cesano, central Italy, was hit by a strong, rapidly moving long-track F3 tornado. This day in weather history. Without doubt, violent tornadoes are reported in Europe, and one of the areas to see the most is Italy. Approximately 600 tornadoes per year are reported to the European Severe Storms Laboratory, and although this is only about half the number that is reported in the entire United States, the general rule with storms is as soon as it's deadly and damaging, it doesn't matter how many there were compared to other years or places on Earth. And in Italy, they are most common along their coastlines, and that's where our story begins. Ladispoli is a town in the metropolitan city of Rome, Lazio, in central Italy. It lies along the Mediterranean Sea and boasts some of the most visited tourist sites on Earth, including the Colosseum, Trevi Fountain, the Pantheon, and the Spanish Steps. Cesano is also a zone in Rome. It's a little more inland from Ladispoli, almost due east, and gets its name from the small medieval village of Cesano di Roma. The distance between coastal Ladispoli and the town of Cesano is only about 45 kilometers and can be easily driven in only about 40 minutes, as per Google Maps. I looked it up. So therefore, both areas enjoy the same seasonally warm sea surface temperatures right off the Mediterranean Sea. But a very moist air mass combined with deep troughs and strong jet streams provide strong winds aloft to produce very unstable environments. That's basic fundamentals no matter where in the world you are. This same setup will produce training cell convective lines and heavy flooding rainfall in Liguria and Tuscany, and also tend to produce tornadoes. And that's what happened here on November 6th, this day in weather history. This powerful and deadly twister was first reported in the coastal town of Ladispoli, where 2 floors of an 8-story building collapsed. Dozens of other buildings were damaged in Ladispoli, while it also closed local schools when the localized street flooding became a concern in Rome. Several homes had to be evacuated amid fears of gas leaks as well. But the worst damage was reported in Cesano, approximately 30 kilometers northwest of Rome, where the damage track was 41 kilometers long. The tornado killed at least 2 and injured dozens. A 25-year-old man was killed in the city of Ladispoli, the coastal town north of the capital, when a piece of wall collapsed and fell from a building, striking him on the head. While in Cesano, a 74-year-old man was reportedly crushed by a tree. Again, Italy is a region that sees more tornadoes than any other region in Western Europe, save perhaps Greece. They're a close second. Again, along the Mediterranean. And it lived up to its billing when a severe F3 rocked the coast on November 6th of 2016. This day in weather history. Tomorrow is November 7th, and a blizzard with hurricane force winds devastated the Great Lakes Basin in the Midwestern United States and Ontario, Canada, that wrapped up on November the 10th. But it started on November 7th of 1913. It went by many names, as do most legends. It was known as the Freshwater Fury, the White Hurricane, and the Big Blow. Yeah, I'm not sure about that last one, actually. But if you have been with us since we started back on June 4th, then you know that anything can happen on any given day in weather history. And some of it will cause one to pause and Wonder Reality. Are you just finding us today, or maybe you haven't heard of all the craziness yet? I would invite you right now to subscribe for free and join the calendar. Wherever you are listening to me right now, click the subscribe or follow button, and there you are. You're in. You'll have the option of alerts straight to your phone or desktop whenever a new episode is ready to listen to. Plus, you will have full-time access to our archives where you can go on and get caught up on the shows you missed. You won't want to miss tomorrow's because I'm telling you about it right now. It's the hurricane force blizzard of 1913 that lasted for 4 days and started on November 7th. It was on this day in weather history, and it's with me, your host, Chris May.